Cifis Home provides third-party developers with the tools to write Cifis Home-aware apps. In particular, developers can use the Cifis API library to command devices or obtain readings from them. As an example, within an application, a developer could invoke an API that turns an oven on, or an API that unlocks a door. These commands can potentially introduce some kind of hazard. Turning an oven on might result in a fire hazard and electric energy consumption, while unlocking a door might lead to unauthorized physical intrusion. To give semantic meaning to these hazards, we define a tiny ontology that puts them in relation with devices' capabilities. But let's take a step back to understand where our ontology comes into play and how it can be helpful. Following the Web of Things paradigm, a smart device is represented by its thing description, a JSON-LT document which defines, among the other things, the properties and the actions it exposes. Properties and actions are called interaction affordances in Web of Things jargon. Referring again to the oven, a property might be temperature and an action might be turn on. Our ontology formally defines the relationship between Web of Things interaction affordance and the hazards defined within Cifis Home, so that the thing description can be extended with the hazards. In this example, the action turn on of the oven's thing description has been enriched to include the related hazards. The Cifis Home hazards ontology has been published and is reachable at this permanent URL. It has been serialized in various formats, among which JSON-LT, that can be downloaded. Also, the ontology defines and includes all the hazards we found for the smart home environment and defines them as named individuals. The Cifis Home hazards ontology is used by libcifis-rs, a library written in Rust language which accomplishes various tasks. Notably, it includes the code to deserialize the ontology in JSON-LT format to Rust structures. Moreover, it implements the code to parse thing descriptions that include hazards and validate them against the hazards defined within the ontology. Soon, it will implement the APIs to interact with the things. Finally, the libcifis-rs library is used by the Cifis API library, a high-level API library which exposes API for third-party developers. Each API is associated with one or more hazards. As in the opening example, the API turn on oven is associated with the hazards fire hazard and electric energy consumption. To simplify coding for third-party developers, an autocomplete plugin for Visual Studio Code has been created. The plugin shows in real time the hazards associated with an API. In this way, a third-party developer can be aware of the risks it's introducing by using each API.